Hello, class. This is our PSA on unemployment by Cody, Kruger, and Noah Thistle.
Canadian citizens are split into three groups, the first being those who cannot work, such as people who are under 15 years of age, institutionalized, or disabled. The second group being those who can work but don't work, such as full-time students, people who are retired, and homemakers. The third being people in the labor force who are either employed or actively seeking employment.
The unemployment rate is a relatively simple calculation, taking the number of unemployed people and dividing it by the total number of people in the labor force. Canada's current unemployment rate is 7.1%, just a bit over the natural rate, which we will talk about later.
Before determining the unemployment rate, we have to consider the limitations that come with it, therefore finding out who isn't considered unemployed. First, we have underemployment, which are part-time workers wanting full-time jobs, or people who have jobs that underutilize their skills in education. This underestimates the unemployment rate. Next, we have discouraged workers, who are people that have just given up looking for work. They are also not included in the labor force, and they underestimate the unemployment rate. Next, we have dishonesty, which are either people who say they are looking for jobs, but in reality they are not, or people who are working under-the-table jobs, such as the black market. This overestimates the unemployment rate.
This chart shows the unemployment rate between the years 2008 to 2013. As you can see, it is falling over that time. But why? The falling unemployment rate was not caused by frictional unemployment, which is the time it takes from someone to move from job to job, and it was not caused by structural unemployment, which is seen when the skills of the workers do not match the skills demanded by the economy, so it must have been caused by some other type of unemployment. The falling unemployment rate was caused by cyclical unemployment, which is seen during times of economic downturn, such as 2009. These years after, during the recovery period, cyclical unemployment decreased, causing the falling unemployment rate to decrease with it.
Unemployment is a horrible thing, and no one wants it. Today, we will be talking about the effects of unemployment on Canada as a whole, on the individual who's unemployed, and on society. There are three main effects that unemployment has on Canada as a whole. The first being that the government has to pay more for unemployment benefits, and the second being that they are able to collect less tax. And the third and final one being that companies face a decrease in the demand for their products.
An unemployed individual is seriously impacted. Their standard of living decreases significantly. They lose the skills they once had, and their mental health is harmed.
There are many effects of unemployment on society. The first being that unemployment calls for protectionism and makes for harder immigration laws. The second being that there's a major increase in crime rates, and the third being that people's interactions are greatly affected.
After hearing the effects unemployment has, do we want the unemployment rate to be zero?
No! The reason that we don't want the unemployment rate to be zero is because there will never be no unemployment, as in there will always be the lazy person who just doesn't want to work and is dishonest about actually trying to get work that will be considered in the unemployment rate. The second reason is that structural/fictional employment always exists. There's no getting away from it. Because of this, full employment is what countries strive towards, and full employment is when the unemployment rate is between 6 and 7%, as said by
Milton Friedman. We hope you enjoyed!
Created using Powtoon.